I sat at the Christmas dinner table while my older brothers took turns making fun of my new business venture in front of our entire extended family. I had put every cent of my savings into opening a small bakery, a dream I had been working toward for 5 years. But to them, it was just a funny story to tell over the turkey. They were laughing about how I was going to be bankrupt by the summer and asking if I wanted them to buy me a calculator since I was so bad at math in middle school. I felt like I was 10 years old again, the youngest and smallest, trying to find a voice in a room full of people who only wanted to see me fail. My brothers David and Chris both work in high finance, and they've always looked down on anything that doesn't involve a suit and a 6-figure salary. My parents didn't step in to stop them. They just smiled and told me that the boys were only joking and that I should learn to have a thicker skin. I looked at the faces of my aunts and cousins, some of them looking uncomfortable, but most of them laughing along with the brothers they admired so much. I felt a sharp, cold lump in my throat as I realized that the people who were supposed to be my biggest supporters were the ones trying to pull the rug out from under me. "So when do you think you'll be asking Dad for a loan to cover the rent?" Chris asked, his voice dripping with a condescending tone that made the table go quiet as everyone waited for my reaction. I didn't look at my plate and I didn't storm out of the room. I just set my glass down and looked Chris right in the eye. "I haven't asked for a cent of anyone's money, and my first month's revenue was actually higher than your first year's salary at the firm," I said, my voice steady and clear. The laughter stopped instantly, and David looked at Chris with a confused expression as if they couldn't believe I had actually fought. I pulled out my phone and showed them the photos of the lines of customers waiting outside my shop on opening day, and the local newspaper article that called my bakery the best new business in the city. "I've worked harder in the last 6 months than either of you has in your entire lives," I told them. "And I'm not going to sit here and be the punchline of your jokes while I'm the one actually building something from nothing." My father looked at the photos and then at me, and for the first time in my life, I saw a flicker of genuine respect in his eyes. He told the boys to shut up and eat their dinner, and the rest of the night was spent in a tense but quiet. The mockery didn't stop completely, but it moved to hushed whispers that I could easily ignore. I realized that my family's opinion of me was based on a version of myself that didn't exist anymore, and that I didn't need their permission to be successful. I left that dinner early and went straight to my shop, where I spent the night baking for the next day's orders. The smell of the flour and the yeast was more comforting than any holiday tradition, and I felt a profound sense of peace knowing that I was the one in control of my own story. I haven't gone back for Christmas in 3 years, and my business has grown into 3 different locations across the state. My brothers have tried to reach out and ask for advice on their own investments, but I always tell them I'm too busy with my little bakery to help them out. I learned that you can't choose the family you're born into, but you can choose how much power you give them over your dream. I'm still the youngest and the smallest, but I'm the only one in that room who actually knows what it means to be proud of themselves, and that's worth more than any approval they could ever give.